Hello.
Hello, everyone.
I got my new thing I got to do.
Hello. Hang on.
Yeah.
Oh, she's got a halo.
I learned all these new tricks at a meeting I went to.
Wow.
I knew you were an angel.
My brother said it's sacrilegious. I shouldn't do it.
Oh, it's adorable.
Well, you want to see something even cuter? You too can do this. I
Oh
learned.
my goodness.
Oh,
Who said you weren't
Remember,
computer
Oh,
savvy?
it
you
doesn't
look like
work
our
on the
kitty.
iPad.
It doesn't work on an iPad, I don't think, and it may only work on Apple. I'm not too sure.
It doesn't work on the iPad. I tried.
Yeah, I don't think you have the same, but it's easy if it works. Where it says in the bottom, mute or stop video where the camera is. If you have a computer, it's right in the bottom. It has that little carrot. If you press it, a pop-up menu comes, and you have different things. It says choose virtual background, choose video filter. If you click choose video filter, clunk, you're gonna get all those choices.
Who
I
said
can
you
do
weren't
virtual
computer
backgrounds,
savvy?
but that's
Not
it.
background, it's virtual filter. Virtual background doesn't work in mine because I have an old computer, but the virtual filter does, obviously.
I can do a virtual background.
So you're not really wearing a mask, huh?
Oh, I have two different kinds. No, well, I can wear them. I did all day. Let's see what other one I have.
Oh,
I like this one. It's nice
very,
for
very
frames.
careful.
And then, ta-da, applaud me.
Oh, Annie, I like your little pizza hat there.
Oh,
Looks
look
like
at
pizza.
that.
Is it?
Oh.
All I can do is the background.
Oh, well, background's a completely different
Oh, my
one. This is
goodness.
not the background one. This is that's something
Yeah, I
else.
know
This is,
mine doesn't have. Mine
filter. It
doesn't
doesn't
have those.
have
I only have backgrounds.
Oh, well, mine has both, and the other one doesn't work.
Way over my head.
It's easy. If you have, we know you're a clown.
Let's party.
Yeah, I'll stick with my. I'll stick
Oh,
with
that's
my
not good.
Oh my goodness,
Rona, are you
David.
on a computer or you're on an iPad, right?
All right.
Rona?
Oh, you're on the iPad? You can do
now I don't know how to get
Are
rid
you
of
on
them.
an iPad, Rona?
I have my
Rona,
iPad.
if you're on an
Okay.
iPad, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work on the iPad.
No, you can only do backgrounds on the iPad. You can't do the little.
Okay.
Oh, I this is the one I like.
All right. Enough is enough of that, all right?
Back to being an angel. No, I like the background. I like the passive background, not background, the frame.
David, just to let you know, when we're done here, I'm going to sing because I tried last night and just could not do it for some reason. Who am I sending it to next?
I don't remember. You want me to look it
Tom,
up?
I thought John
Am I
Thomas.
supposed to
thought
send
you
it to
said.
John?
Look on the email. I don't,
I've given up because I don't know what I was doing wrong.
I'll look at the end of the class. I don't want to take the time now.
No, I just wanted to know who to send it to, but I think it was John.
I thought it was John Thomas. I'm almost sure it was.
Yeah, I
Okay.
hope I have his email.
Guys, let's get our books out. Welcome to
Okay, they'll be
class.
serious.
Who's putting the little things on there? Who's
I
doing
hope
the
you
little-
all had a good Thanksgiving.
Hi, Teresa. We can see Milo.
Miles.
Miles, sorry.
Hi, Teresa.
I got the
So
F
I'm
right.
sorry. I just want to let you guys know I'm having computer connectivity issues, so I might have to leave. So just
Okay.
so you know.
I hope they don't make you
I
leave.
hope not.
I know.
I finally figured out two things this morning that I was having real trouble with, like lost all my phone numbers.
Okay, folks, let's get class started.
Okay. And what was my
So, let's go over
oh, wait a second.
the exercises on page 32 that I gave you for homework. Did you guys find these easy or hard or in between?
Hard.
Hard?
Helpful.
Good. Well, hard and helpful is, if they were easy, probably wouldn't be learning very much.
I don't think it's going in. I don't know.
You know? Well,
I feel the same way.
it will. It will, slowly but surely.
I hope.
So, am I right that last class we finished the exercises on page 31,
Yes.
but we did not do the exercise, we didn't start page 32. So let's look at this. And so so this passage in exercise 4 is from the beginning of the Torah service. It's it sort of introduces the opening of the ark.
What page, please?
Page 32.
Thank you.
Can I just say something about the comment about it being really hard? I think, Penny, I can speak for both of us. These chapters throw us like so much material, but they actually only want us to learn a few things.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what sort of like throws through us. Like they're really only asking us, like in this exercise, to find a few roots and read it.
Right.
So it's like it's like realizing that like over time maybe we'll know what all this means, but to be really realize there's only a little bit to learn in each chapter, even though they give us all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We don't get either.
Good point.
Okay.
Good. So so we're looking for the root mem lamed kaf in this bit of the Torah service. So, could I have a volunteer to first find the roots in these 3 lines? What roots did you circle? Hannah, tell us.
I'll do it. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7th word in malchut, malchutcha, and then malchut right after that.
Good.
Okay. Hang on a second. The line right under that, the word right before the comma is melech,
Good.
and then malach is 2 words after that.
So those are the second to last word and the fourth to last word of the line.
Yeah. And then yimloch at the beginning of the next line.
Excellent. That's it. That's it. So now I'm going to call on people to read parts of it. Okay. So let's start with Rona. So Rona, could you read the first? It's about 2/3 of the line until the period.
Sure, I just have a question of the second line.
Yeah.
Do those roots have to be together? Because I had circled the second word in from the right.
Yeah.
Umem shaltecha.
Yes.
That's not the root. It needs to be those 3 letters in sequence.
Yeah, okay, so they have to be together.
There
Okay.
could be a vowel,
Thank
like
you.
a vav vowel, like an O or an U in there, but not a consonant.
I'm sorry, you just broke up, so I couldn't get that.
Oh, okay. So the 3 letters need to be in sequence with no other consonants in between. And they can't be those letters in another order.
Okay,
That would make it a different root.
I understand.
And I can see
So-
how it's confusing because you do have mem lamed kaf in there, but you have a
Right.
shin between the mem and lamed, and you have a taf between the lamed and the kaf.
Okay, thank you.
So that would not qualify.
You want me to read the first 4 words?
The first 6 words.
First 6, okay. Ein kamoka, Elohim
Mm-hmm.
Adonai,
Good.
Ba'ain Kama'a Secha.
Good job, Rona.
Thank you.
Good. So the next, up until the next period, right in the middle of the second line, could we have Annie?
Malkutecha,
So it's not techa,
teach,
ticha. You were making like an a vowel there, and it's like sort of just like a nondescript short vowel. Malchut ticha.
malkutecha, malkut,
Good.
kol,
Good.
olamim,
Good.
Umem shal ka
Good.
v'kol
So
dor.
you are sort of making your ch sounds sound like k sounds. Can you make more ch in the in those two words? Start the second word of the line.
Umem shal techach.
Good.
Teach.
Techa. No, it's not ach. Ach is when it's a chet, not a kaf at the end.
So what is it?
Umem shal techa.
Umem shal techa. And is that the cha? Is that what
Yeah,
that one
it's a
is?
ch. It's a ch.
It's a cha. Okay.
Yeah.
Umem shal techa.
Yes.
Kol
Good.
dor vador.
Good. Some people, the ch sound comes easily to, and others it doesn't. For Americans, we don't have it in English, so good. Will you finish it up, please, Penny?
Adonai Melech, Adonai Malach, Adonai Yimloch, Adonai Va'ed.
Good job. Good job. Any questions about that one? Your task was not to translate it. The translation is below. If you haven't read it yet, I invite you to read it. You can see that for the word melech, you have translation English words like sovereignty, dominion, sovereign, sovereign. It could also be translated as kingship, but that's not gender neutral. King, queenship. Did you have a question, Penny?
I did. I mean, I don't know if it's anything. I just wanted curious that in that last sentence, that's the Adonai Melech. Other than when you're singing it, it sounds nice to have the different sounds. Why is it that one time sovereign is Melech and the next time it's Malach?
It's because it includes the tense. Those are verbs, and it includes the tense. You see how in the English translation it says the internal one is sovereign, that's melech, was sovereign, malach, will be sovereign, yimloch.
Okay. Okay.
So it's three different tenses of the same verb.
Okay, super.
So that's a little preview of tenses in Hebrew verbs, which we're not doing yet. Rona.
On the second line, the third word in,
Yeah.
the whole, if that has that little line under the, is it always Behol? Would it be Behal?
No, it's always bechol. So that's interesting that
It's always Behol.
here in this exercise, it didn't differentiate the O sound. Where in other places in this book, I believe it did. Or maybe it was in the last book that it did. But yeah, in this, so here's a rule of thumb. The word, see the last word in the first line of this exercise, kol?
Yes.
That word is always O sound vowel, whether it's marked or not. And that's one of those just need to know by sight, a sight word. And so in the second line, the bichol, it's a variation of that word. It's the same word with a prefix.
So even if it had just a little straight line under it, would still be Kol.
It will never have just a straight line.
Oh, okay.
You know, if there is a word where it does have kaf lamed with a straight line, then it is kal.
Okay.
Only makes the O sound with the T looking vowel, the patach.
Okay. Thank you.
The kamatz, I mean. Patach is the...
Oh, me. I forgot.
All right. Let's go on to exercise 5. So first, we're looking for the root Aleph Kaf Lamed. First of all, can someone tell me what that root means?
Eat.
Eat. It's about eating. Good. And who would like to just identify all of those roots in this whole passage, the introduction to Birkat Hamazon, the blessing after meals? All right, Teresa.
So you just want it for the circled words, the
The
8
circle word
words?
for right now.
Okay. The third line, or the fourth line, the third word in.
Good. Third
The
word
fifth
in.
line, so that's sha'akal nu,
Good. She'achalnu. Yeah.
sha'akal nu, sha'akal nu. The 1, 2, 3, fifth line down, third word,
Mm-hmm.
same word, sha'akal nu, and then the sixth line, third word in, sha'akal nu.
Good. You might need to practice the chaz a little bit, Teresa,
Okay, I will.
to make them more
Sha'akal.
cha'i.
Oh, okay.
Good. Surprisingly, in this introduction to a prayer about eating, it only has this root 3 times, and it's the same word. Good. So let's read this through, and I'm going to ask people to read a whole line of this. All right. Hannah, will you read the first? Oh, Hannah, you read previously. So
Did I? No, I didn't read. Did I?
you didn't read?
I didn't read.
Who read? So Annie, Penny, and Rona read. Oh, okay. So Hannah, read the first one.
The first one is Chaverim v'chaverot
Good.
nivrech.
Try that last one again. It's not E, and it's
Nivrech.
Niv. So there's a vowel.
Nivarech.
Nivarech.
I missed a vowel. Nivarech.
Nivarech. Good. All right, second line, Teresa.
Okay. Yahi,
Good.
Shem,
Good.
Adonai, Melvorach,
Good.
Me, Ta,
Beautiful.
V'ad,
Mm-hmm.
Olam.
Perfect. Great job, Teresa. All right, third line, which is more than one line, but Natalie.
Yehi Shem Adonai Mevarach Me'ata Va'ad Olam. Keep going.
Keep going.
Barasot.
So first of all, what's
B.
the vowel?
Birasut.
So make the vowel under the resh, the shva, the 2 dots, is silent there.
Beer suit.
That's a typo.
Oh.
The dot should be on the other side. The word is beer shoot.
Okay, beer shoot.
So please feel free to fix that in your book.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry I did not. I think I actually saw that when I was going over it with someone last week. I must have forgotten to announce it.
Ha have
That's white out. Go away. Oh, sorry.
ha have ra
Good.
nevarech
Good.
Elohenu
Mm-hmm.
sha'aval
It's not a bet there.
sha'achalnu
Yes.
Mishalot. No, Mishalo.
Excellent. Good job, Natalie. All right. Is there anyone? Ruthie, next line.
Oh, you're muted. Ruthie, you're muted.
Ruthie, we can't hear you. I'm sure.
All that for
The
nothing,
good
huh?
news is I didn't hear any mistakes.
Well, now you will. Baruch Eloheinu she'a, 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 chole, no, she'a, chalenu,
So that the vowel under the lamed is silent, Ruthie.
she'a, chalnu,
That's it.
Michelle, lo,
Good.
uva, uva, tu, vo,
Good.
he, ye, nu,
So
No.
the vowel under the chet, what is that?
it's an R, I think.
Yeah, it is an ah.
Chayinu,
Chayinu. Excellent. Just a reminder to everyone that the two vertical dot vowel, the shava, don't make it an eh, don't make it an e, and nondescript or
There's,
short. Okay? I'm just,
could you repeat it? I didn't hear you.
okay. The
It went-
You
shva,
locked up for a second, David.
You locked up. You just,
sorry. I'll repeat. The shva, that two dot vowel, the two vertical dots, don't make it short and nondescript. Not not e. It's or
okay.
okay? Like, where's one that we've had here? Yehi. Not yehi, not yehi. Yehi. Okay?
Which word is that?
So that is the second line where where it says group. Yehi.
Yehi?
Yehi. You could say yehi. My internet connection is unstable. I'm sorry about that. Great. So we have two more lines left. So Rona, could you read the second to last one?
Baruch Eloheinu she'achalnu
Good.
mishalo
Hmm?
uvtuvo
Good.
hayinu.
Good. Chayinu.
No,
Good job.
hayinu. Is that right?
Chayinu. Yes, you did it
Is
right.
it?
Good. All right.
Oh, thank-
Last line.
okay.
Last line, Annie.
Baruch hu uvarek
No, that's not
uvaruch
Yes.
shemo.
Excellent. Good. Good. And maybe we'll come back to this because I think this is worth learning at some point, but I don't think it's our highest priority. So we have a little exposure to it, but maybe at some point we'll come back to this so that everyone could learn to read, sing, lead this for a grace after meals. Great. So, and I invite you to read the translation if you haven't read it. It's a little. It's sort of like it's called the Zimun, which means invitation. Its purpose is to gather the group. When a group of people are saying the blessing for a meal together after finishing eating together, the purpose of this is for the leader to gather the group together and prepare everyone to be on the same page for starting the blessing after the meal. Because you could see that it's this back and forth between the leader and the group. Great. Let's move on to exercise 6. Oh, are there any questions on this first? All right, let's move on to number 6. So what I'd like to happen for this, let me have one volunteer first to Well, let me just have a volunteer to read the verse and their translation. So I'll just call on people, and if you choose not to do it, you can just say pass. Okay. Let's start with.
The freezing one.
Repeat that, David. We couldn't hear you.
I'll just call on someone to read the whole verse. At the bottom, we're going to skip the vocabulary helper. Just read the verse and your translation. Okay? Let's start. You want to do the first one, Teresa?
Yeah, I'll do the
Great.
first one.
Great.
Bear with me, but I'll do it.
Sure.
Va'achlu
Good.
at
Et.
ha et ha basar.
Good.
Okay, let me say that again. Et ha basar
Good.
ba la balai no, yeah, balai la
Good.
hazeh
Mm-hmm.
flee
Yep.
ish
Yep.
umatza no umatzot
Good.
al
I'm freezing.
marorim.
Good job, Teresa. Oh, one more word.
Yep. I sometimes I forget because the way we're reading, but I'm like, oh, that must be done, but then no, gotta come over. Okay, the last word. Yich
It's not E.
lu
Where's the vowel?
yoch lu okay. Loch lu hu.
All right, there it is.
Okay, so my translation was, and they shall eat the meat on that night, roast with fire and matzah on bitter herbs, they will eat it. That's what I came up with.
That's it.
Okay, good.
Beautiful. Good job. Who'd like to do any questions on that one? Great. Who'd like to do B?
I'll do
All right, Hannah.
All right. Lo,
Oh.
achal, lechem,
Mm-hmm.
velo. In a second here. Sata,
Say that word again.
sata.
No.
No. Oh, shata.
Yeah, that's it.
Let's try to remember where the dot went. Mayim,
That's it.
Shalosha,
Mm-hmm.
Yamayim,
No, not Yamayim. Try it again.
Yamim,
Yamim. Good.
Yamim, Ushlosha, Leilot.
That's it. Good. And what do you have for a translation?
He didn't eat bread and he didn't drink water for 3 days and for 3 nights.
That's it. For 3 days and 3 nights. That was interesting that, like, you have two words that look similar, but they are not really related. Mayim is the word for water,
Water.
and yamim is the word for days. It's a plural of the word yom. So they both have that mem yud final mem in them, but it's
Mm-hmm.
sort of coincidence, I guess.
Mhm.
All right, let's turn the page. C. Volunteer? All right, I'll call on someone. How about Natalie?
Okay.
Vayikra ha'adam shemot.
So it's shame is an A vowel.
Yep. Shemot
Good.
lechal.
Now remember the rule that I just said about the kaf lamed?
Lechal.
Lechol. It's an O.
Lechol.
Yeah. They're not cluing you in, but that's what it is.
Hab hema
Good.
ul of
Good.
hashamayim kol
Good.
hayat
Good.
hasada.
Under the dalet at the end of the word, it's not What is it?
Hasadeh.
Hasadeh. Good.
He called out to the man
Mm-hmm.
the name for all the cattle, for the birds of the sky, and for all the animals of the field.
All right. So say again. You started. You said, and he called out to the man.
Yes, that's what I said. Is that
Okay, that's not quite right. Everything else was good. So the translation of this is, and the man called out the names. If it were to the man, you would have to have some. You'd need to have a word for to. You'd need to have la adam. And it's good to remember that the word order that we're used to, subject then verb. You could have that in Hebrew, but just as often you could have verb then subject.
so? What are you saying?
What?
So
here,
what is the translation? The man called out.
yeah, and the man called out the names.
He called out and the man called out.
Well, the and is on vayikra, the va. So you have to take those
Kind
two
of
words.
and cried out the man.
The va on vayikra is the and. Like, if you wanted to sort of massage it in the same word order as the Hebrew, it would be like, and he called out, parenthetically, the man, the names of the animals. But there are lots of languages where what we're used to, subject then verb, is not the case. In Hebrew, it could be either way. So especially in the Torah and in biblical language, it's a little bit more formal to have verb and then subject. So it comes up fairly often.
So would you say the English to that, to the whole?
The whole verse?
Yes.
All right. And the man called out the names of all the animals and of the birds of the sky and of the creatures of the field, the animals of the field.
David,
Behema is cattle, all the birds of the sky, and all the creatures of the field.
David.
Yes.
So at the top of page 35, they do have the translations kind of off to the side. So I found that very helpful when I was trying to do it on my own. Then I would reference that.
Yeah.
I
That's
see.
true. That's a good check for yourself. So, so any other questions about this one? All right, let's number D. How about Ruthie?
We'll give it a try. Oops. Okay, we'll give it a try. Bitzot, hamitzvah,
Mhm.
ha- hachukim, v'hamishpatim,
Mhm.
aser, wait, siua,
No. So take a look at that, Ruthie. Um,
siva,
right. You know that that has to be a consonant and not a vowel because there's another vowel under it,
yeah, okay,
right?
yeah. So siva, Adonai, Elohim,
Mm-hmm. Elohechem.
oh,
Yeah.
Elohim, wait, Elohechem, yeah.
Yeah. Good. And what did you come up with for a translation?
And this is the commandment, the laws and the statutes that the eternal your God commanded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this is the commandment, the laws and statutes that. See, there's another one. Siva Adonai. Verb and then subject.
David,
Siva is, yes.
how do you know that there's an is in there? And this is, where does it, where can you find that?
It's not there.
It just makes,
The verb is in the present tense is typically just implied. So if you leave out the is, it's sort of you're forced to put it in. Like if you're trying to translate just literally, and this, the commandment, the law, the regulation, statute, whatever, it won't be a sentence unless you put it in. So that's your clue to put it in.
Okay, thank you.
I found that very difficult without looking at the answers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not an easy task. You're right, but I think you guys are making tremendous progress. It's a different kind of language, you know. So I want to read with you about gender issues in the prayer book. My concern in doing so right now is that it's going to take up the rest of the time that we have. So I want to skip it temporarily and either come back to it at the end of the class or next class. I don't want to skip this altogether. It's very important. But I want to make sure that we cover some new material for you to practice this week. So let's temporarily skip that and go ahead to page 37. So we have some review. Let's just quickly do the review. I'm going to ask each of you to read a word at the top of the page there, one of the words, and translate it. And if you don't know the translation, we'll help. Don't worry.
okay.
All right. First word, Rona.
Hamatz,
So hold
not,
on. Vowel under the mem. Look again.
hametz.
Chametz.
I know what it is. I don't want not Passover food.
Right. Leaven products. Leaven. Things with leaven.
Leaven. Thank you.
Good. All right. Second, Teresa.
Matzah. Matzah. That's
The translation.
unleavened food. Unleavened bread.
The opposite of chametz.
Yeah.
All right. Third one, Hannah.
Maror, it's bitter herbs.
Good. Fourth one, Penny.
Lila, night.
Good. Fifth one, Annie.
Mitzvah, commandments.
Good. Sixth one, Natalie.
Melech, king.
Good. Seventh one, Ruthie.
Anachnu, we.
Did you say we?
We, yeah.
Yes, good. Next one, last of the line, Teresa.
Anu. And that means we.
It's also we. Two different forms of we. Anu is like the more formal one, I guess. Anachnu is used in modern Hebrew. Anu is not. Good. And the root, Aleph Kaf Lamed. What is it, Annie?
To eat.
To eat. Good. Good. And the root Mem Lamed Kaf. What is it, Hannah?
King or sovereign.
Yeah, about rulership, sovereignty. Good. And I'll just go over these building blocks. The letter Vav is a prefix, is and. It could be V, it could be U, right? Hebrew nouns are masculine or feminine, not gender neutral. Im and ot are plural endings for nouns and verbs. On verbs, im is always masculine plural, ot is always feminine plural. Masculine plural forms are used for mixed gender groups. Feminine plural forms are used for only for all female groups. Let's skip the reading practice now. I want to just go quickly to page 40. So I just want to go over the vocabulary and roots. So, Penny, could you read the first vocabulary word and its translation?
Bain and Banim, child, children, or son and sons.
Yep. Bane.
Bain is
Yeah.
son.
It's usually Ben.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
It's Ben. That might be a typo. It could appear with A, but I think it's more commonly Ben. All right. Next one, Hannah.
Shabbat, which is the Sabbath.
That's a tough one. Good. All right.
Eh,
Next
I had to
one.
think on that.
Third one, Teresa.
Hard to translate.
Barit.
Good.
Covenant.
Barit. Good. Covenant.
Barit. Yeah.
All right. Next one, Ruthie.
Yom or Yamim, day or days.
Good. Next one, Rona.
Shemayim, heavens or sky.
Good. Next one, Annie.
Eretz, earth or land.
Good. Next two, Natalie.
Ari, fruit.
And the next one also, Natalie.
Lechem, bread.
Good. Now I'm just going to quickly go over these roots with you on page 41. I'll invite you to read this yourself at home, but I just want to quickly go over. Bet Resh Aleph has to do with creation, creating. And here's a famous example of it. The first three words of the Torah, Bereshit, bara Elohim, in the beginning or at the beginning, God created, bara. All right. Next one, Shin, Mem, Resh. Guard or keep. Like most famously, Vishamru, and you will keep the Shabbat or guard the Shabbat, right? Okay, let's go back now, and I'm going to put you in Kevruta. I'd like you to read Vishamru at the bottom of page 37 and the Brachot on page 38. If you're super quick, you can read the English on page 39, but let me just put you for a couple minutes in Kevruta to do that. Or breakout groups, is what I mean.
Looked like a train.
I'm putting my heat on. I'm freezing.
That was your heat? It sounded like a train.
A blender.
Here you go. That's all.
Am I in your group too? Am I in your group too? Am I in your group too? Oh, wait a minute.
Not yet.
Veshamru, Vane, Yisrael, et ha-Shabbat, Lashot,
I think it's soaked.
this, oh yeah, you're right. That one's my hard one to remember. This, I know what I'm supposed to say, but it comes out with that H every time. La Soat.
So don't forget,
oh.
Teresa, that you have another syllable with the ayin. So you got to say
Yes.
la sot. 3
So
syllables.
you have to definitely say that La Asot.
Yeah.
La Asot. Okay. Et ha Shabbat.
Ladorotam Barit Olam. I could sing this better than I could say it.
That's true for a lot of people.
Beini Uvain Bnei Yisrael et he.
It's not et.
Oat.
Sorry?
It's not
What was that?
Teresa had.
Yeah. So the second to last word is oat.
Oat.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Lolam. La Olam.
Make sure you're doing 3 syllables there.
La Olam.
That's it.
That was that. Okay. La Olam. Ki. She. Shet. Yamim. Asa. Adonai. Et. Ha. Meim.
So the mem, it's not a.
Okay, yeah. Ha ma yim.
That's it.
Va et ha aretz.
Excellent. You two are doing so well. I need to go to help another group.
Okay.
You did.
Kedoshanu.
Right, Kadosha. No, you're right. So thank you. Bamitz.
Can you
Oh.
read that word again?
No?
Can you read that second to last word again in the line?
Shanu.
That's it. That's it.
Say that again?
Kid Shanu.
Okay, so I was wrong. So it's Kid Shanu. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was Kidosh. No.
No.
Okay.
You got the next line?
Sure. Vatsivanu. Oh, no.
Say it again.
Vitsivanu. Vitsivanu. Lahad Leak. Near Shel Shabbat.
Perfect.
There
Okay.
you go. You can light the candles now.
Oh, I don't even think what I'm doing. It's funny how we have no meaning. This is just word by word. I'm just word calling. That was funny. I'm going to word call. It's a better way of learning the Hebrew. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam. That's not right. Bore. Free Hagafin. Wait, let me make sure. Let me read it. Hagafin. Because I was going by
That's
brain.
it.
I want to read the letters. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam hamotzi lechem min ha'aretz.
Beautiful. All right, I'm going to go to another group.
Okay, thank you
Guys
so
are
much.
doing great.
Bye. Bye-bye.
You sound it out, don't you?
Yes.
Oh, good, David, you dropped in perfectly.
All right.
On
I like that.
Havdalah, the next to last word in the third line,
Page 38.
page 38. We're trying to figure out the pronunciation. I think I've got it slightly off.
What do you think it is?
Mi'ore?
No, you have it perfect.
Oh, good.
That was perfect. Mi'ore.
Mi'ore ha'esh.
So why is an Aleph there? What is it doing?
Just
It's
being
because-
annoying.
The root of the word for light is Aleph Vav Resh,
Oh.
or spelled with an Aleph means light.
Huh.
Okay.
So that's why it's there. There's always a reason.
hmm
Cool. Well, we've
Well,
read.
just like in Boré, the word before it, the Aleph is there because it's part of that root for creating.
All
The
right.
root for creation is Bet Resh Aleph.
Yeah, these roots are really tricky because then they threw something in the middle of the root.
Well, the only thing that you could throw in the middle of a root is a vowel. The Vav O is a vowel.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay. So if you throw a consonant in, it's not the root anymore.
Right.
What is confusing is that sometimes there's something before it and something after the root.
Lots of prefixes and suffixes, more than in English.
Hmm.
And some of the things that are before a root, like in Me'ore, the mem is not a prefix. It's a verb form of the root.
Okay. Well,
So sometimes words that are attached are not prefixes or suffixes. They're turning it into the part of speech that they are.
Crazy language. Okay, well, we read 37 and 38.
Great. Well, that's good because it's time for me to close the rooms. So
okay. Well,
you'll
then-
have another minute to just chat.
okay. Mission accomplished.
Pretty.
Okay.
It's nice.
Yes.
Oops. I guess
Here
we're.
we are.
okay.
Okay,
We saw it,
All of a
Annie.
sudden you disappeared.
Here we
we're done.
How's the kitty's Hebrew doing? Is the kitty learning Hebrew too?
Yes, the kitty is quite fluent, much more fluent than I am. You know, those young people.
Probably than all of us.
My cat was just hungry and just came and left.
All right, folks. Did you enjoy reading that? Those are all very.
Familiar.
Those are very familiar, and
Yeah.
if they are not familiar, those are good things to get familiar with because they're very commonly used. The brachot for Shabbat starts every Shabbat. The brachot for Havdalah ends every Shabbat. And Vishamru is sung both in Shabbat evening and Shabbat morning services. So we might come back to those to I think periodically, as we make our way through the book, we'll come back to things to really master the reading and singing of some of these. If you guys don't mind, to take a little break from marching forward in the book to do that, I think will be a valuable thing. But in the meantime, let's march forward in the book a little bit more. So please turn to page 42.
Oh, wow.
I want to introduce you to this concept of word pairs. We have this in English. It's when you have two nouns placed together to make a new compound noun. We have this in English. Example that are in here, water fountain. You got water, noun, fountain, noun. But a water fountain is different from either of those individually. Seatbelt, same thing. Can anyone think of another English phrase that's like a compound noun?
Doorknob,
Say it again.
doorknob,
Doorknob.
Keyboard.
What was that?
Keyboard.
Keyboard.
That's
Okay,
good.
and those have been like combined into one word, but they originally were two different words, both of those.
Car seat,
What was that, Rona?
car seat.
Car seat. Good. So it's very common in English. I always use, for an example, coffee shop. Coffee, noun, shop, noun, but a coffee shop is different from a coffee or a shop. Right? So we have this in Hebrew. And the examples given here are Melech HaOlam, sovereign of the universe, Yom Kippur, Day of Atonement, Shabbat Shalom, Sabbath of peace. Good. So there are some examples where you take the two nouns exactly as how they are individually, put them together, and you have your noun pair. Other words, there are changes. The first examples there, Adon, Lord, Adon Olam, Lord of eternity, or eternal Lord. No change to the words. However, the word for house is bayit. Do you see where I am in the middle of page 42?
Yes.
The word for house is bayit, but the word for house of God is Beit El. The bayit changes to Beit when it's in that noun pair form. So it's just some words change and some words don't. And fortunately, you're mainly going to be reading and translating, so you don't have to know the change well enough to make it yourself. You just have to recognize that it's the same word and changes. So here's another change. If you look at the bottom of page 42, the word simcha means joy or rejoicing, but when it's part of a noun pair, and this is pretty much always true of a word that ends in a, with a hey at the end, the hey turns into a taf. Simchat Torah, turning simcha into simchat when it's the first word of a pair. Kabbalah, reception, receiving, ending with that with the hey. But when you turn it into a noun pair like Kabbalat Shabbat, receiving of Shabbat, the turns into at. Any questions about that? We'll go over it some more. If you do, don't
My
worry
head is
about it.
aching from this.
What?
My head is aching from this.
Well, that's the thing about learning. Learning a language is endless.
It is.
There's no end to learning a language. I have so much more for me to learn about Hebrew. So I'll tell you what. I'm just going to mention what's on page 43, which is that when you're adding the the goes on the second word of the word pair, not the first. Like Rosh Hashanah. The ha goes on the second word, the Hashanah. Parshat Hashavua. Right? And word pairs could be more than 2 words. They could be 3 or 4 words. Let's stop with that. So here's your homework, folks. Your homework is to review chapter 3 from the beginning of the chapter until page 43. And do the exercises 1, 2, and 3 on pages 47 to 49. Is that too much?
Reviewing is enough. No, we should.
We'll do it. We'll do our best.
We'll do it.
If you guys feel like I'm working you too hard, we could go more slowly. Am I working you too hard? No?
We'll try to do
I
it.
want us to learn. You let me know individually if you think I'm going too fast. I'll send you an email with this as well, of course.
Great.
All right?
Very good, thank you.
All right, have a wonderful week, everyone.
You're a great teacher.
Thank you, David.
Bye.
Thank you, David. Bye-bye.
Yep. Thanks for your patience.
Bye-bye.
Natalie, how is Mike?
Coming along.
What happened to Mike?
What's with Mike?
Oh,
He's
You want to tell us?
not feeling well.
okay.
Not
Well, I hope he
feeling well.
feels better soon.
Thank you.
Okay.
Tell him we miss him.
I will, thanks. We'll see, you'll see him tonight. He'll be singing with us.
Oh,
Oh, he will be joining us this evening? Good.
great.
Which reminds me, thank you. I have to go sing.
Okay,
Good.
bye,
I hope you're gonna,
everyone.
I did it 3 times and gave up because I was sending it wrong.
I still don't know what happened. They kept telling me I needed permission.
I don't know what I did because I thought I sent where it said collaborate. I don't know what I did.
Yeah, but when I pressed the button to do collaborate, it was a little yellow button to the side instead of a red banner like when David sends it.
Yeah.
And when I pressed the little yellow button, it said I needed permission to collaborate. So I pressed the little yellow button and it said sending. So it was sending someone something to give me permission, but I don't know where it was going.
That's bizarre. I don't really
Let's
understand.
see, when
what
you
was
send it to
happening
someone, if
there.
they have the same problem, then I won't feel so bad. It wasn't me.
Hannah, have you tried the file that I sent you? Does that work?
I did try it. It seems to work, David, but I wasn't singing very well last night. I
okay.
kept screwing up. So after
Okay.
about 8 tries, Dwayne said to me, why don't you give up and try it again in the morning? Because I just kept I was either singing too high or I'd mess up the words.
Do what I
I
sent you
couldn't seem to
work?
get it together.
Do you
Can I
have the
send
sheet
you-
music though, right?
Yeah, I've got it right
Okay.
here on my music
Oh,
stand.
okay.
It's just
Good.
for some reason I would either mess up the words, even though I had them right in front of me,
It's not such an easy
Or-
piece.
or I would start too high, and then when we'd get